Hi everybody, Lorrie Rappe here from Thrive Functional Wellness Center, and
hi, Dr. Rappe here.
So we're super excited to be here live today. We are talking about thyroid. We are going to wait a few minutes. It is exactly 4:30. So we are going to wait for a few people to join us. And when you do, thanks for the heart, Shauna. Glad that you're here. If you can give us a little thumbs up, a little heart, a little something to say you're here and you can hear us, we're happy to be here. So if you live here in the desert, it is super windy. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's pretty crazy windy here. So we will be starting in a few minutes. Until then,
Few minutes.
We were just listening to some music. So I'm going to ask, what is everyone's favorite new music that came out this week? I have a favorite. Do you have a favorite?
Nope.
So
not really.
I love anyone who
Bruno
knows
Mars
me.
is always good, right?
Yeah, I'm a huge Bruno Mars fan, and so him and Anderson .Paak just did a collab, and so that was my favorite. So I don't.
That's good.
Yeah, you'll go with that.
Yeah,
one too?
I'll go with that.
Okay. So anybody else have any favorites like that? As we wait. Okay, we got a new Bruno as well. That's awesome. We've got some other fans. So while we're thinking that, another thing is, anybody do anything exciting this past weekend that they want to share? What did we do?
Anything? Hiking, biking.
Yeah, go anywhere interesting?
Netflixing.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
We actually went down to Old Town La Quinta.
We did.
We
Walked
had
around.
been
It was
there.
great. Lots of people. It was wonderful. Everybody was outside. It was fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful weather. Because out here in La Quinta, minus the wind right now, we're having some really beautiful weather. So again, as people join, if you can give us a little thumbs up, let us know that you're here. We're super excited. We are going live every Tuesday now. We're gonna do this 4:30 time, and I'm gonna give you a heads up too. Next week, we are talking about one of my favorite topics, which is the gut.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna be answering a lot of questions about acid reflux, gas, bloating, things that you normally don't talk about. Yeah. And then we are, for those of you who know me, know that I'm a Crohn's disease survivor, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about my story too. So, little sneak peek. The gut, yeah, I know it's a big topic. It's fun. So I think we're going to dive in because we're trying to keep these kind of short and fun and informative. So we're going to talk about thyroid today. We're going to answer the most commonly asked questions about thyroid. So for those of you that are just, I'm seeing all these notifications on my phone here. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to take that off. So for those of you just joining, my name is Lorrie Rappe. I am the health coach, clinic director here at Thrive Functional Wellness Center in La Quinta, California. And my husband, Dr. Rappe.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Rappe. I'm the functional medicine specialist here at Thrive Functional Wellness Center.
And tonight we are talking all about thyroid. So
Thyroid.
I'm going to be asking Dr. Rappe a bunch of questions about thyroid. So
It's like a quiz show.
It kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and thanks for the participation. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we are going to answer some of the questions that you guys have. And if you know anybody who has thyroid issues, share this with them because we're going over a lot of cool stuff. So here, we're going to start. Dr. Rappe is going to kind of jump in and talk a little bit about thyroid issues, what it supports, what thyroid supports in your body, and different thyroid symptoms.
So let me start with this. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dr. Rappe. I've been in private practice for 31 years. I am a practicing functional medicine doctor and helped tens of thousands of people over that 31 years. So let me just do this. I have a list because I don't have this all memorized. So most people don't realize how important your thyroid is and how it really virtually is associated with everything in your body. So let me give you my list. The thyroid supports bone metabolism, immune system, brain, nervous system, gastrointestinal function, liver, gallbladder, sex and growth hormones, fat burning, insulin, glucose metabolism, healthy cholesterol levels, and proper stomach acids. So you can see that it's associated with almost everything in your body. In addition to that, some of the symptoms that we see are going to be, we have hair loss, tired and sluggish, gut and bowel, depression, morning headaches, hot flashes, night sweats, cold hands and feet, weight gain, mood swings, brain fog, and insomnia. So you can see that some of the symptoms can be pretty dramatic. Now, you don't have to have all of them. You might just have one, okay? In addition to that, your thyroid dysfunction that you're not aware of or your doctor isn't aware of could drive up your cholesterol. It can really drive you down the path of prediabetes and diabetes. So there's an association there. Remember, all of your systems work synergistically. And in functional medicine, that's what we're doing. We want to identify what's the true underlying cause, and then we want to work on the cause as compared to the medical model, which really just looks at your symptom and then writes you a prescription for a drug to minimize your symptoms. So we're really taking the active approach. We want to be proactive and resolve the issues rather than just minimize your symptoms.
I love that. That was a great explanation. So,
Thank you.
So now I have my little cheat sheet, and I'm going to ask him some of the most commonly asked questions. So here we go.
Commonly asked. Here we go.
So yeah, I love this one. We hear this a lot, and a lot on Facebook. We hear this a lot in our office. So my doctor says my lab tests are normal, but I don't feel good. Why?
Say that again. I was distracted.
Oh, sorry.
Your lab tests are normal.
Yes, but
My
I
doctor
don't feel good.
So we hear this a lot, and let me rephrase it. We hear people come in and we'll talk to them or doing a consultation with them, and they'll say, "Oh, I don't understand. My doctor says my labs are fine, but I drive home in my car and I'm like, man, I don't feel good. What's he talking about? Why?" So the reason for that is this. Many times the medical model only looks at one or two of your thyroid markers, typically TSH, and maybe T3, maybe a T4, or a free fraction. So when they're looking at just those two things, the main thing is if your TSH is elevated, they're going to write you a prescription for hormone, and they're going to say, hey, you complain, I'm having brain fog, doc, I don't understand, and maybe I'm not sleeping well, and I feel like my stomach's not functioning. And he's like, oh, but your labs are normal. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm crazy. That's exactly what's happening. He's looking at a medical model lab set when the ranges are really large, and you can have lots of symptoms in the normal range, and that's why he's giving you a drug to minimize your symptoms. What we want to do in functional medicine is we want to look at a narrower range, and if I'm inside that range, I'm good to go. Once I get outside of what's called the functional range, I'm now headed toward crisis mode. That's what the medical model waits for. They wait till you get into crisis, and then they write you a prescription. We want to effectively fix things before I get into crisis mode. That's why you're having that experience.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people can relate, and if you want to give a little heart or a little thumbs up, that the doctor says you're fine, but you don't feel fine.
No.
So we see that all the time.
All
so
the
that
time.
was great. And so you talked a little bit about TSH, and so my doctor only tests my TSH and maybe my free T3. Is that really enough to really understand what's going on with my thyroid?
Not enough. You see, key word, functional. In functional medicine, we want to really look at what's the functionality of my thyroid. So we need to look at all of the markers that are relevant to thyroid function, which means TSH, T3, T4, free fractions of T4, free fractions of T3. We need to know about the conversion, the uptake into the cell, the reversing into the system. We want to see all of it. That's going to give us functionality. That's really what's important. Okay?
As you can see, he's an expert with thyroid.
So we run 9 different tests. When we work with thyroid, we run 9 tests.
Yeah.
We want to know what's really going on.
Yeah. And so this next question is kind of along the lines of what you just said. What is the T4 to T3 conversion and T3 uptake? I know that we're getting a little technical here.
This is a full college class.
What do they mean, and why is it important?
Okay,
your doctor's not looking at it, but is
let's
it
give
important?
you this. We're going to do a quick physiology, right? Here is how your thyroid works. Your thyroid right here in your neck, right? It produces 2 hormones, T4 and T3. Those hormones are really important. T3 is the most important hormone in your body. Every single cell has to have it. However, we create 93% of what our thyroid manufactures is T4. So we have to convert it to T3 because that's what our cells want. That conversion takes place in my liver and in my gut. So if my liver is a little dysfunctional, then I don't turn T4 into T3. I'm not converting. TSH goes up. My doctor writes me a prescription for hormone. If my gut, maybe I got leaky gut, diverticulitis. Next week we're going to talk about gut. Any type of gut issues, and I'm not converting T4 into T3 in my gut, my TSH will be elevated. My doctor's writing me a prescription. He says, well, your TSH is high, your thyroid's not working. You're like, in your head, Dr. Rappe told me if my gut doesn't work, my TSH could be high. So it's really important for us to understand if I don't convert T4 to T3 in my liver and in my gut and in the peripheral cells, I'm going to show up at my doctor's office with an elevated TSH, and he's automatically going to write me a prescription to lower my TSH. We want to address the underlying causes, which will be liver and gut. So that's why we do all this functional investigation of what's going on.
Yeah, and I love that. And that's why even each week we're going to be talking about different functions in the body, because you think of thyroid, I only have thyroid issues. You're not thinking about your gut and your liver. But that's what we do here in the office,
right.
is we look at the whole body and how the whole body, everything affects everything. So that was great. Okay. All right. Going a little deeper here with this one. So what is thyroid autoimmune and what is Hashimoto? I know, big questions.
Whew. So first off, autoimmune means that your immune system literally attacks tissues of your body. Okay? So it's attacking yourself. That's autoimmunity. Autoimmunity can be toward any tissue in the body. You can have autoimmune brain, autoimmune nerves, autoimmune connective tissue, autoimmune muscles, fascia. You can have autoimmune to your pancreas, to your liver. So literally your immune system can attack all the different tissues. In thyroid, the situation is this. If my immune system decides someday that my thyroid is bad, it'll build an antibody, and every time I'm triggered by, say, something like a gluten in my thyroid, the gluten will look like my thyroid to my immune system. So your immune system is confused, and it goes, look, gluten's bad, I'm going to destroy it. And then all of a sudden one day it goes, aha, look at that thyroid, looks just like gluten. So it'll start to attack my thyroid. So for me personally, I have Hashimoto's. So for those of you who are dealing with thyroid or thyroid issues, I personally think that you have an advantage working with a doctor who has the same thing that you have. So because I deal with thyroid issues, I have this special affinity of working with people with thyroid issues because I understand. When you tell me I have this symptom and that symptom, and I go, oh yeah, I had that too, I know. So it really is helpful. We make a great connection together, and I just feel that because I've experienced what you're experiencing, it helps me to help you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I love that. I appreciate you sharing that too. Okay, so how can my adrenal function affect my thyroid function? Again, we're talking about the whole body and how the body affects each other,
Right.
So that's a good one.
So let's use this. So your organ systems all work together. They don't work separately. You're not just the thyroid. You've got other organs, right? You've got liver and gut. We already talked about those. But in this case, the adrenal glands, if you don't know, they're a little walnut or an almond-shaped gland that sits on top of my kidneys. And they produce a hormone called cortisol. It's a stress hormone. I don't think anybody on here, Shauna, I don't think any of you guys have had any stress in the last year, right? Nobody. So stress
yeah.
makes your
Give
adrenal
us a
glands...
thumbs up for that, right?
Look at all these thumbs up. Stress
Yeah.
makes your adrenal glands pump out cortisol. High levels of cortisol can block the conversion of T4 into T3. So when that happens, my TSH will be elevated. My doctor's going to write me a prescription for thyroid hormone. When there's nothing wrong with my thyroid, my adrenal glands are going crazy because I'm under a lot of stress. So it's really important when we work with people, we want to look at all the different organ systems. How do they function? How are they working synergistically? And is that the underlying cause of my thyroid dysfunction?
Yeah, okay. That's a good one. Like you said, stress. And I appreciate all the participation and the support and all that.
You guys are awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. This is a good one. You ready? So Can soy products have
go.
negative impact on my thyroid function? Since I do a lot of the nutrition here in the office, we talk a lot about soy products, but I'm going to let you take this one.
So soy products can do a couple things. The most important thing that, because we're talking about thyroid, is that it can give us an elevation in estrogen production. When we have too much estrogen, that can affect our thyroid's ability to function normally, right? What happens is it doesn't allow the T3 to get uptake into the cell because the thyroid binding globulins, which are produced when there's too much estrogen. So besides the guys getting man boobs, you're going to have a low uptake of thyroid hormone, you're going to have a high TSH, and your doctor's going to write you a prescription for a trainer bra and a thyroid hormone. Okay? So
double whammy.
I got you the double whammy. So estrogen is associated with elevations or intake of too much soy.
Yeah, and what's amazing is soy is hidden in so many products. So I appreciate Shauna saying that soy sauce, yes, soy sauce is probably the one product that is mostly soy.
Right.
So we recommend things like coconut aminos. And so, but it's hidden in so many products, and that's part of what we teach in our wellness.
And so vegans, vegetarians that are eating lots of tofu, soy tofu, and so there's some issues there that they may not be willing to address, but we're telling you that too much soy is not good.
Yeah, it's a hormone disruptor. It's not good.
A disruptogen.
A disruptogen.
That's right.
There we go.
Just like a baby in the movie theater.
All right, so just a few more questions. You're doing a great job.
Two more, she said.
By the way, this is our only second live. So again, we appreciate the support. We're trying our best here.
Who's keeping score out there?
Oh, we got a couple of happy faces, so this is good. Okay, these are going to be kind of fast and furious.
Fast and furious.
Okay.
Lightning round, here we go.
I'm taking meds. Dr. Rappe, can you still help me?
Yes. Think of it like this. When you're taking medications, they'll increase or lower the dose based on how you feel. So if they've increased the dose to get you into the normal range, if we fix the organ systems and get your body functioning at an optimum level, it takes less medication to do the job. So that's really the goal. For those of you who are taking meds, we do have people who get off their medications. But in this case, it's more about how efficient your body works. Less medication is necessary.
So, yes, you're on meds. Can we still help you?
Yes. And just so you know, I don't alter anybody's medications. That's not what we do. That's your doctor's job.
Exactly. We just help so your body is functioning on a natural basis so it doesn't need the drugs, and then you go talk to your doctor.
Right.
Okay, this is also a good one. I've had thyroid issues my whole life. Can you help me?
Yes. Same thing, same answer. If you're in dysfunction your whole life and we get the functionality of your body back and all the organ system starts to work like they're supposed to, we start to get to an optimum level, the medications, again, you'll need less of it, if any at all.
So you're kind of seeing the theme here. I think I have one more.
One more.
My thyroid was removed, radiated, surgically. Dr. Rappe, can you still help me?
Yes. Again, the key here is this. If your thyroid has been removed, let's say it's been radiated, it's completely gone, you're going to need to be on thyroid medications. But if my organ systems, my liver, my gut, and my cells, maybe they got me on some estrogen creams or whatnot, not me, but my wife. Let's just say if we're doing all that stuff, I'm going to need to take a lot more medication to get me to a normal level. But if everything's functioning normally and I'm really efficient, I will take less medication to get me to a normal level. And that's really what you're looking for.
So basically, the answer to most of those questions that I get on Facebook, the phone calls I get, the discovery calls that I do, can you help me? Yes. It's not even about the meds. What I like to do, and I'll tell you a little bit about the discovery calls in a minute, but it's about your mindset. If you are in a place where you know you need to do something different, that's when we can help you. It's not even so much about if you're having a thyroid issue, an energy issue, a diabetes issue. It's about here in your mindset. So kind of along that line, here in our office, again, Dr. Rappe mentioned functional medicine programs that we have. We offer holistic solutions for all different types of health issues. Today we're just talking about thyroid. And so for anybody who's watching this, a family member or a friend who has thyroid issues and they're like, you know, I want to know if this would be a good fit for us, is we offer a free discovery call with me. So it's a first step. I'll have the information either in the comments below or when this goes live, something like that, about how you can also go to our website, Thrive Functional Wellness Center, and it's a free call, free discovery call with me. It's like 10, 15 minutes long. And basically the purpose of that is to see, I'll ask you a few questions about your health issues. I want to see where your mindset is at, and we'll see if this program, if it would be a good fit for you. So yeah.
It's not good, and it's not right for everybody. You know, like Lorrie said, you've got to be in the right mindset. We only take on those cases that we really truly believe we can help. I just a few minutes ago had somebody that came in, was a full-blown diabetic on multiple medications. He's worked with us for 8 weeks. His blood sugar on drugs every morning when he got out of bed was over 300. 8 weeks later, working with us, his blood sugar is barely over 100 and he's off most of his medications. So that's just an example of what we're able to do. And back to my own Hashimoto's, when I tested positive for Hashimoto's and my antibodies were elevated, all my doctor buddies laughed. Oh, you're just going to have to take meds. You just have to suck it up, buttercup. You're going to be on meds. I said, no, I'm not. Watch. They didn't believe me, and I was able to get my antibodies down to 0. So it's possible. It just takes somebody who's willing to do what we offer here in the office. And I do the same thing, and she does as well every single day. We live what we teach. We actually live what we teach. Yeah,
we do. We completely practice what we preach. We don't ask anybody to do anything that we don't personally do.
That's right.
Before we wrap it up, I know you shared about your thyroid issues. I've also had thyroid issues. I had thyroid nodules around 5-6 years ago. Actually had 3 big nodules, and they actually did the needle. What was that? The biopsy?
Fine needle aspiration, a biopsy?
Yeah, on 3 of them. And they were all benign, and I was able to shrink them naturally. So our bodies are pretty amazing. But I also wanted to mention, sometimes you know you have thyroid issues, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you may just have some of the symptoms of what the doctor mentioned. So this is where having a discovery call with me, because is it thyroid? Is it adrenals?
Exactly.
What is it? But this is where this is exactly what you should do. Have a discovery call with us.
Discovery call.
So we're trying to keep these, like we said, kind of fun and short and informative. Next Tuesday, which is the 16th, we're going to be talking all about gut issues.
Gut.
And that is stomach, that's intestinal, that's acid reflux. There's a lot of people suffering with that. So if there's any question that you want answered, submit it to us on our page. We'd love to do this, continue doing this, and share information and share our passion of what we do every day with you guys. So I think
anything else? Can I add one more thing?
Maybe.
One more little piece for you guys. You could have high cholesterol that can be driven by your thyroid. I had an example. I had a guy come in, his cholesterol is high, and his doctors told him, oh, everything else is fine. We tested him, and his thyroid wasn't working properly, and that was elevating his cholesterol, and his doctor wanted him to take a statin. So it's important. He had no idea that his thyroid wasn't working. His doctor said, no, everything's fine. So rather than take a statin and we fix his thyroid, his cholesterol numbers will come back down. So it's a real spider web of stuff going on out there. But next week, gut is going to be huge. Huge.
Yeah.
So if you're sick and tired of driving home after dinner with your spouse, having to roll the windows down, let me suggest that you get on our call next week and pay attention.
Oh, that's funny. And I see some people asking leaky gut. Yes, we're going to be talking about leaky gut. Again, acid reflux, IBS. We're going to be talking about a lot of different functions. And again, share this with your family, your friends. You know, the biggest thing that I like to give people every day is hope. So many of us, especially during these stressful times, we've just kind of given up and we settle for how we feel. We're bloated after every meal, you know, we're not sleeping well, when there really is a solution. And so that's what we offer here.
That's what we offer.
So yeah, I don't have any more questions for you. So
no, I'm good. Thank you.
Yes.
Did I pass? I think I got the gold star.
Yes.
Give me a thumbs up if I gave a gold star performance today.
Yes, I think you
Come
did.
on, Sean. I know you got to give me a gold star.
You did
here.
good.
There you go. Thumbs
All right.
up.
Well, thank you everybody for watching again.
There
If you want
go.
to do
Thank you.
a discovery call with us, you can set that up and ask any questions as well, and we'll go on and answer. Okay. Bye, everybody. Have
Bye.
a fantastic evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.